Today it's time for candy canes and Christmas inspiration. Hi, it's Therese and Lostinpaper, and I'm featuring this candy cane striped cover die from New. It's part of the September release, and I'll explain a little bit later in the video how you can have a chance to win. I just love this cover die when I saw it, and there's always so many things that you can do with something like this, and I thought it'd be fun to add some dimension today. So I've die cut it with some nice bright pink cardstock, and it's hard to see here, but I've actually die cut it a second time with some fun foam. Now I'm using a liquid glue here to add not a lot of glue to the actual fun foam, and I'm trying to adhere the die cardstock on top. It does take me a minute to work out though that I actually have it upside down. I'm thinking, I'm sure I didn't muck this up. I'm sure that I had added the liquid glue to the right, and I was right. I had added it to the right portions of the die cut, but didn't concentrate when I was putting it down. But that's okay. No harm done. I didn't have to start again, and I just turned the cardstock around and finally got it right. Anyway, I do like to set this aside to dry for a little bit before I take out the negative portions, but I don't like to leave it for too long. And another fab part of this new release is this it's called the Tall Alpha die, and I've actually made a second card using these same dies, so you need to head to my blog to check that out, and you'll see it's quite different to this card actually. Anyway, so I've die cut this a couple of times, once out of some white cardstock, once out of some fun foam, and I'm also cutting just a portion of it. I want to actually add some glittery cardstock along just the bottom section of these letters, so I'm trying to adhere these in place with some low tack tape, and it's not easy. The struggle's real because tape doesn't like to stick to the glitter, but I persevered. And if you can work out what this sentiment says on this fun foam here, above it, all those letters that are already die cut from that piece of fun foam, that's the sentiment from the other card. So if you head over to my blog, if you can't work it out by looking at that, you'll be able to see what it is. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm adding some liquid glue. I like to actually leave the letters in place in the fun foam while I'm adhering them, and the same thing after they're nearly dry, that's when I push them out. And then this was really easy to do. I was just able to poke out the negative portions because they didn't have glue on them like they would have had I left it the way it was. I can't believe I did that. It was like an aha moment. Why is this not working? Yeah, because I wasn't concentrating. Alright, so I was just evening up my letters here to make sure that they're all at the same height. They're not perfect. I really did just eyeball it. But it seemed to work okay. You could get more technical and make sure they are perfect, but I don't think anyone's really going to notice. And I'm also using the liquid glue. This isn't a really thick cardstock, this one. It's just from a scrap piece of glitter paper that I had. You could also dip it in real glitter. That's messy, I know, but it's an option. Alright, now this is a fab set that was from, I think it was last year's release from New, and it's called Brilliant Baubles, and it has coordinating dies, and it's a layering bauble set. Now I'm not using all the layers here. I think it's kind of retro just to use portions of this stamp. It has lots of possibilities, this set, and I just used a few nice bright colours to stamp out 3 baubles and cut them out with a coordinating die cut. So So I'm using the liquid glue again to attach my fun foam, my popped up candy cane stripe cover die, my hot pink one, onto some Lagoon cardstock. And this is cut to the same size as the front of a card. Like a cover die actually covers the whole front of a card. This is an American size greeting card, so it's 5.5 by 4.25 inches. And the card I'm making today, it is a top fold card. So I've added some large glue dots to the front of my card where the baubles are going to sit, and some silver twine. And I've got some Be Creative tape on the back of this panel, and I'm wanting to actually get this twine attached before I stick this panel to the front of my card so that it's going to be hidden. I didn't really want to cut the edges of the twine off because I know it will fray. It's a pain like that. And I also used, just because they were there, the glue dots to stick the two of the baubles directly to the front so that they're sitting flush on that cover die cutout popped up on the Lagoon. And then I can just attach the whole panel to the front of my card. It is a fairly bulky, heavy card, so I did use the Be Creative tape, but you could attach it with whatever glue you like. Liquid glue would work well too. And then I did pop up the third bauble and added all the sentiments using some liquid glue again. So obviously this is part of our hop for the release for Old to New, September 2019. So to be able to win, I've added the link in the description below. Go in through the description, head to my blog and comment there. And you'll also find all the links to the other blogs along the hop, and that will also give you more chances to win the more you comment. And you'll be able to see the other card that I made and find out what that sentiment was, if you don't already know. Thanks so much for joining me. If you like this video, please like it. If you haven't already, I would love it if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Maybe for some more Christmas inspiration. We'll see. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.